Quadratic Equations, Factoring, and Graphing by Sydney Robbins, Sarah Carson, and Flora. Steps to solving quadratic equations with factoring. In equations where a equals 1, an example is 2p squared plus 2p minus 4. You take out a GCF of 2, which leaves in parentheses p squared plus p minus 2. You factor the parentheses down to make 2 on the outside with p plus 2 in parentheses and p minus 1 in parentheses. In equations where a is greater than 1, one example is 9x squared plus 66x plus 21. Take out a GCF of 3, which leaves in parentheses 3x squared plus 22x plus 7. You factor the parentheses down to make 3 on the outside, in parentheses 3x plus 1, and in another parenthesis x plus 7. Different methods used to factor. The box, grouping, and foiling are 3 different methods used to factoring. In the box method, your equation is 2x plus 5 and x minus 12. You put these 2 parentheses on each side, you multiply it down to make 2x squared, 5x, negative 12x, and negative 60. You put 2x squared at the beginning, you add the 5x and negative 12x, and then negative 60 goes at the end to make your final equation. In grouping, negative 6x squared plus 15x plus 36 equals 0. Take out a common GCF of negative 3, which makes in parentheses 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. You put in parentheses the 2x squared minus 8 and then plus 3x minus 12 on each side with the GCF of 3 on the end. You FOIL it down and make x and solve for x. In foiling, you take x squared, put an x in each parenthesis, and then you figure out what multiplies to 7 and adds to 8, which is 7 and 1. So x plus 7 and x plus 1. Then you make sure you check your work by multiplying back together to make x squared plus 1x plus 7x plus 7, which all goes together into x squared plus 8x plus 7. Graphing quadratic equations. Y equals, in parentheses, x minus 5 squared minus 100. Your starting point for all graphs is 0, 0. When x minus 5 means that if it's negative, you move it 5 spaces to the right, but if it's positive, you move it 5 places to the left. And negative 100 means you move it down 100 spaces. The axis of symmetry is 5 because it's between each x-intercept, which are also the roots, and the vertex is 5, negative 100, because that's where you move your origin to. But how does this relate? It relates because factoring relates to radical equations and transformations when shifting a graphed function. Facts. Roots are the x-intercepts. Quadratic equations are written as y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Standard form are written as y equals ax plus bx plus c. Factoring. Finding what to multiply together to get an expression. The discriminant is the square root of b squared minus 4ac. In Mr. Ferguson's song, it's opposite b, square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. The axis of symmetry is the midpoint between the x-intercept. The vertex falls on this line. The end.